All right, everyone, let's get started on the second video of 3 in terms of how to successfully thrive in participating in Goal30. This one is about structuring your goal. In the last video, we talked about what it is that we're going to do for Goal30. So we're going to talk about the how we're going to do it in this video. But before I dive into that, let me just really quickly go over these 6 keys to accomplishment again. So in the first video, we went through the very first 4 keys, which is self-awareness, mindset, values, and planning. Second video is going to focus on structure. So how are we going to actually take action on this goal that we choose for Goal30? And then in the final video, we'll talk about accountability. So let's just dive in. So when it comes to structure, we already know what it is that we're going to do. The next step is how are we going to do it, right? And this is where we get tripped up a lot because sometimes we're not necessarily sure how we're going to do. And if you don't know exactly how it's going to go, it's totally fine. We wanna make sure that you're taking action every day, and you wanna just have an initial plan, and the best part about this program is that you can create a structure and commit to it, but if it's not working for you, then scrap it and refine it and retool it and make it something that you can achieve. So this is a little bit of a experimentation of what it is that you want to how you wanna approach it to start, and if it's working, we can continue to do that. If it's not working, we fix it. The whole goal is that we commit to the 30 days, but we wanna start thinking about how we might execute because then at least we aren't just throwing spaghetti at a wall. We've thought about some of that initial, planning by creating some sort of structure to start with. So, you will be creating these Goal30 parameters. This might be, how much time are you committing to doing Goal30 every day? Or are there some days that you're not going to work? And with that said, we talked about assessing your calendar in the first stage in terms of planning for what you're going to do. When you're creating the structure, you want to do a little bit of a deeper dive into that calendar because you want to be able to identify these things that may shift you off course and plan proactively for them. So I like to call them routine disruptors. These are things that may shift from your usual day to day. You may be attending a wedding, or we've got Labor Day happening during this Goal30. Are you going to be traveling during that time and you don't want to be bothered with Goal30? You can make that intentional choice to not work on Goal30 during those days. Or if your kids are starting school on day 10, like mine are, you may want to say, like, I might not commit to something, or I might choose to do something that is so simple that I can still make that commitment to the 30 days. You also want to think about how you're going to tackle weekends. Now, I know that some people don't have the standard Saturday, Sunday as their weekend. So you need to identify, do you have weekends? And do your weekends look any different from weekdays? I know that my kids are home during weekends. And so I typically try to, shift my routine or choose something that is very simple to work on during the weekends. So just think about those things. Then I want you to look at areas of time opportunity gaps in your schedule. So, as a great way to test if you have enough time to do what you want to do on Goal30, let's say that you wanted to commit 5 hours a week. Can you schedule 5 hours a week in your calendar to work on? And if not, then maybe it's 15 hour or 15 minutes a week or 1 hour a week. You're able to see that if you can kind of throw things in your schedule to see what time you're actually working with. So we want to make sure that whatever time you commit is realistic, right? Because it's only 30 days and it'll go faster than you know it. And when we think about how much time we have, we typically underestimate the amount of time we have to work on anything. So no matter what you choose, you may want to make that commitment even less because you just don't know what types of unexpected things may happen in this next 30 days. And you want to be able to not overwhelm yourself by filling yourself to the brim. So make sure that your goal is something that you can achieve and is realistic and is not going to overwhelm you. All right. Um, if you're starting to think about how you're going to take action on goals, there's three different types of goal formats that you can consider. And what's interesting about these goal formats is some of them can be combined based on the goal that you're working on. So I just wanted to compartmentalize these three different types, and then you can identify, what type of goal is my goal uh, structure leaning towards, or is it a combination of two, or is it all three? So first things first is creating a habit. So conducting a habit goal 30 is where you are hoping to instill a new practice, daily practice in your life, that by the end of the 30 days, you're able to sustain moving forward. So this might be introducing a new structure into your life. So this is all about consistency, doing something day after day after day, and it's the same task, right? We've had some people try to work on different routines like sleeping routines, nighttime routines, morning routines, skincare routines, different things like that. But that by hopefully at the end of the 30 days, you have something that um, is sustainable moving forward. Now, the commitment that you're making in a habit goal 30 is to a specific repetitive task completion on a daily basis, or, if it's every weekday or whatever that cadence is, but it's a repetitive um, process and you're doing the same thing day after day after day. The second type of goal format is a project goal 30. If you're working on something where you're trying to make progress on a bigger project and the tasks aren't always the same every day, but you're chipping away at different tasks that are related to this big umbrella project, that is a project goal 30. So the commitment that you're making when you're working on a project may be something related to time completion, committing the time to do those tasks, whatever they are, over the course of the 30 days. So you can consider something as a project. Maybe you're working through an online course, or you are creating a project plan for a new initiative at work, or you're preparing for a promotion. So different things where the task may not be the same from day to day. The final one, and this is a shout out to anybody who feels overwhelmed, and I typically lean towards awareness goals because of the fact that as I facilitate goal 30, I'm also participating in goal 30, and so I have to keep things super easy so that I don't get overwhelmed doing the facilitation and the participation at the same time. An awareness goal 30 doesn't necessarily add more tasks to your plate other than committing to goal 30. But what you may want to do in an awareness goal 30 is collect and gather information. This may be a question where you may not have clarity and you want to understand more. And so you're going to create a focal point and paying attention to how you feel about that thing from a day-to-day basis, and then using those feelings and your reflections to inform how you take action the next day. So you're not necessarily adding more to your plate, but you're being very, very aware of what's going on and using that to help you decide what your action will be the next day. But at the end of the 30 days, hopefully you'll have some sort of clarity or informed decision or an end result that you are aspiring to. So if you are somebody who's super overwhelmed right now and you're like, I don't even know what I want to do for goal 30, but I know that I need something, you can reflect on that and maybe you just have clarity around what's causing your overwhelm, and then you can start tackling that. So that is a great option for goal 30. Now, again, as I said, you may have some elements where you have some things that are habitual, and or maybe it's a habit within a project, or you will do that awareness piece. And what's actually interesting about goal 30 is that it does kind of instill a number of these goal formats, and we'll talk about that right now. So one of the things that we do in goal 30 is that we ask you to participate in daily reflection. Now, you don't have to do anything that we're telling you to do, but what we see in terms of the success and seeing progress is giving people space to do that daily reflection, because there's so much information that you can get from just reflecting that can help you take action. And not only that, when you do these daily reflections, you can get the feedback and acknowledgement that you need to keep on going. You've got your cheerleaders at your side to say, like, you're doing awesome, keep going, keep moving forward. So if you're somebody who struggles with motivation or really needs that momentum going, this is a great way to get that feedback, knowing that you're on the right path and that, even if you're struggling, you'll be able to get that feedback so that you don't put yourself in a place of derailment where you want to just give up and then start over again 30 days from now. So that's another piece of the Goal30 structure. And then finally, in the Goal30 format, we focus on group inspiration. So every time you post a reflection, that is a reflection that everybody else who's participating can see, can cheer you on. But I get inspired personally every time I read reflections from other people, watching what they're doing, seeing the accomplishment and the progress they make from day to day, no matter how small or no matter how big, but just showing up, there's inspiration there. So as you're posting, you're inspiring everybody else who's participating. But as you are, after that, you can also look at what everybody else has posted and gain some inspiration for yourself. So that's what we love about it. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about how Goal30 works in the next video, but those are some parts of the structure that we have embedded. So we have, a habitual daily reflection, and then some of this feedback and acknowledgement and all of that. But it is also the awareness that's embedded into the Goal30 structure that allows you to take more action. All right. So by the end of this video, you want to make sure that you have addressed a handful of things. First, what type of goal format are you using? Is it habitual? Is it project? Or is it awareness? Is it a combination of the two or three? Um, Let us know. The second thing is, do you have a working cadence? Are you going to work on the weekdays and choose to take the weekends off? Are you working every day except for maybe a 3-day weekend for Labor Day because you're traveling somewhere? Are you, needing to start on day 5? You get to choose that. And the important thing when it comes to working cadence is that you are in control of how you conduct your Goal30. This is just a heightened awareness situation where you can stay focused on the one thing that you want to do. We really want you to be in a place where you're proactively choosing rather than setting an intention and then falling short. So figure out what that cadence is for you. And what is it that you expect to complete each day? Is there a time commitment? Is there a task that you want to plan and throw into your calendar? What is it that you're hoping to complete on a day-to-day basis? Or not, if you choose to take a break on certain days, and what does the end of the 30 days look like? How far have you gotten on your goal? All right, so that sums it up for video number 2. We've gone through goal structure. Any questions, feel free to throw stuff in the comments and I'm more than happy to help you. In the next video, we will talk about Goal30 accountability, the final piece before we do our kick-off party. And just a reminder on those dates, Thursday, August 8th, it's all going down, kickoff party. And if you are getting the emails, we have the Zoom link there set for you. So make sure that you are opted in to receive the emails. Or if you're in the ASC community, then of course you already have all the information on how to get logged in. Monday, August 12th is day 1. Day 30 ends on September 10th, and we'll celebrate on September 12th. So I will see you in the next video. Bye.